Yo, what's up? Look what I found. A Trump supporter's wife deported by ICE. Found this video from Nate the lawyer. I'm gonna put a link on the description. Let's see what it's about.
With all that out of the way, let's now get to this guy who you see on screen crying because he voted for Trump, but that didn't mean he was going to be saved from the deportation police because his wife was here illegally.
But first, ICE raids taking place today right here in South Florida as President Trump makes good on his campaign promise of mass deportations. And tonight, we're hearing from a man who says his wife was detained. Good evening. I'm Elliot Rodriguez.
And I'm Lauren Pastrana. CBS News Miami's Chelsea Jones spoke exclusively to that husband. She joins us from outside the detention center in Miramar with what he's asking the president to do.
He wants the president to let his wife stay in this country. He tells me their 11-year wedding anniversary is on Friday and that his wife was in the process.
Well, hold on. She's been here for 11 years. And they didn't get this thing done. Trump gets in the office. Now they're trying to rush to get stuff done. And she gets caught out there right.
And I think it's not just that. I think the question is, why was she detained? Was she like on the 100 people list of interest that needs to get deported? She's from Venezuela. Is she tied into any gangs? Did she deal drugs? Was that a drug related? So ICE did not just randomly pick her, because I can guarantee you that she was on the list of being deported. Maybe that 11 years, she couldn't get anything done with her immigration status because she has some kind of past, charges or anything like that related to that. So now, Trump's takes in office, and then she gets deported. Now the guy, we don't know if he really voted for Trump. Maybe he's just saying that. Maybe he's just, I don't know. Just a lot of questions that have to be asked.
Before, really, she was here for 11 years.
Yeah.
They're married. And they never thought, let's get this paperwork done so we don't have this problem. And that just shows you how.
Okay, so their marriage, that means that he's a U.S. citizen, or at least legal resident of the United States. So 11th year anniversary, yeah, they should have take care of that like years ago, so
how bad the policies were before, where they just let anybody do whatever. They didn't care. Paperwork, don't worry about it. Now paperwork matters, and unfortunately, they're celebrating their anniversary on Friday, but they got to do that in Venezuela.
Right.
And she's on the first thing smoking.
Of getting her citizenship. This is an exclusive first look at one of many ICE raids happening in South Florida Sunday. This one happening in the neighborhood of Brownsville.
They went up in there and did whatever they wanted. So they turned off the.
Wait. So he's saying that they didn't have any warrant. They didn't have any warrant to pick her up, to detain her. Is that because that's what he's saying? I don't know.
Excuse my language. And then they took my wife.
Now I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. I don't really got some sympathy for him.
I don't.
I understand. It took his wife. That's who we voted for. That's who he voted for. Can't be mad. She's not legit. She's got to go.
This man, who wished not to be identified, says his wife is from Venezuela and has lived in the United States for a few years. She was one of 3 people taken from this home.
Now, a few years versus 11 years. 11 years, I don't think it's a few years.
Yeah, so
it's over a decade you're here. So I don't know. So is she only a few years? Because a few years makes it seem like she just got here. But, but whatever. She wasn't here legally, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I'm told the 2 others were men who worked in construction. You see them here. This video, only 1 minute and 52 seconds long, we do not see his wife being removed from the home. But this is a picture of her that he keeps in his wallet. Her name is Vianis Ramirez, and he says she was in the process of becoming a United States citizen.
Okay. She already had a court date. She was good. Everything good. He just came in and snatched her.
Now, obviously, there's got to be more than that. She just had a court date and they just came out and snatched her. There's something more here he's not telling us, right?
Yeah.
She probably maybe just filled out and got a court date to show up and all that. Like, there's got to be more to it.
And also, the question is, what kind of court date? Is that a... you know, any other charges that this or any crime that she committed, whether it be like related to drugs or being part of the any gang related, trendy the Aragua or something like that from Venezuela. It's gotta be something. I don't think she's just minding her own business and trying to process this paperwork for the immigration, and all of a sudden they picked her up. It's got to be more than that. Nate's right. It's got to be more than that.
Because they're married, they've been here for 11 years.
Yeah.
So something else went down that he's not telling us.
Yeah.
But right now, it seems like she's grabbed up and she may be going back to Venezuela.
From the Department of Homeland Security detaining other undocumented
move with her.
men and women in Broward County.
It's despicable what they're doing right now. It's very embarrassing.
I don't know why it's embarrassing or despicable. Literally, if you're here illegally, eventually you're going to go back. I think it's funny
How
because
is that
the law
embarrassing?
wasn't enforced for so long that I think people just kind of was like, well, so what? It's kind of like jaywalking. Like, no, like we all jaywalk. Nobody cares until somebody gets in office and says, well, you know what? We're going to start enforcing the law. And now all these people who've been doing whatever they want to do are like in sticker shock. Like, oh my God, they're actually going to enforce the law. It's like, yeah, you're here illegally. Sorry, but just got caught.
President Donald Trump arrived at his Trump National Golf Resort in Doral Saturday, set to host GOP leaders for a conference. This man hopes this message makes it to him.
I get a chance to talk to you, man. Yo, please, man, let's work something out. So you, man, let me keep my wife here in the United States, man. She deserves to be here, man.
Okay, so I haven't heard him saying that he voted for Trump or anything. Well, he says supported Trump or supports Trump's. But then again, everyone is just can claim that, hey, I support Trump, so I should not be deported, or my family should not be deported, even though they committed a crime. It's just stupid.
I'm going to say I don't think she deserves to be here, brother. I think if she's been doing this thing for X amount of years and hadn't gotten her stuff together, then unfortunately, it just is what it is. She unfortunately, was here illegally, it sounds like, or didn't have her paperwork right, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And she got caught out there. She had 11 years to get it done, but didn't get it done. So now there are some other people having issues with this whole let's deport all the illegal immigrants issue. Now, Riley Gaines, for those of you who don't know, is the person who is fighting against the allowing men to compete in women's sports. She was the one that lost out on a medal when essentially a man, beat her in swimming. But she now finds herself in another issue when it comes to immigration because her husband isn't here legally. He is also an immigrant. But they filed the paperwork, went through the process, and unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation going out there about Riley Gaines' situation. So they're saying that her husband is being deported or is eligible for being deported. And that's just not the case. They're fulfilling an application to get a green card. So he is here legally right
it's
now.
in the process.
And they're filling out the application to get a green card. And one of the requirements was to get the COVID vaccine. He didn't get the COVID vaccine. So they told him that he had to continue to wait. So they're trying to fix that issue so he can become a citizen. Now, people were saying that, hey, your husband's being deported. It's good because you support President Trump. But that happens not to be the case.
Yeah.
But there is a problem because if he doesn't get that green card, if things don't work out, he 100% could be deported, right? If he doesn't fill out, if this paperwork doesn't go through. So
my take on that is because it's a very high profile, individual, and Trump and all that's going to pick that up, and they're going to look into that. The thing is, it's not even the same. I mean, if it's in the process of getting, the visa and legal status, I mean, he's legal to be here in the United States. You just need the process to get citizenship. So now, if he committed a crime that would cause him to be deported, yes, he can be deported. But if it's just waiting for the process to go through, I don't think they're gonna have a problem.
Obviously, they want to get that right. But right now, he's not in any jeopardy of being deported or everything that I've seen. But here is Riley Gaines explaining what's happening with her particular situation because obviously she's facing a lot of backlash because people are laughing at her saying, hey, you supported Trump, but now your husband's being deported. So let her explain it. Here she is.
Just got another letter from Immigration Services I've made a video about this before, but I'm a U.S. citizen, born and raised in Tennessee, went to college at University of Kentucky, met my husband there. He's an immigrant. He moved over to the U.S. for college on an athletic scholarship from England. We've been married almost 3 years now. We're coming up on 3 years. So you would think he is well on his way to achieving his citizenship, or at least having his green card, right?
Yeah.
No, wrong. And why can't he get his green card? Because his medical records aren't complete. And what is missing from his medical record? The COVID vaccine. Like, it is the year 2025, and we are still requiring the COVID vaccine. You can see it right here. It's backwards. Disregard. Complete the COVID-19 vaccine.
Yeah.
So that's, as you can see, that's what's holding him back. Now, obviously, the internet was blowing up saying that he's being deported because he's illegal, but that happens not to be the case.
But this is what they do. This is what they do to people who do it the right way. I can't even tell you how much money, thousands of dollars, we have spent on the different forms and applications and immigration lawyers and all of the different things. All for everything to expire on their time anyways. And for all you people who say, oh, Riley, your husband's here illegally, he should be deported. Just so you don't understand immigration.
No, they don't.
He's very much here legally. There are other ways to obtain residency than a...
Yeah, a lot of people cannot even determine or cannot differentiate between legal and illegal immigrants. Okay? Well, we shouldn't be calling illegal immigrants anyway. It's more kind of... You can't attach the illegal to an immigrant. It has to be illegal aliens, you know? As an legal immigrant myself, that's my opinion. Take it anywhere you like.
A green card, like visas or advanced parole, or those of you who say, this is what you get when you voted for Donald Trump. Obviously, my husband can't vote, but if he could, he would have voted for Donald Trump. Change is coming with the current administration, but he has to undo everything that the former administration has done to our immigration system, both legally and illegally.
So now I think Riley Gaines' situation is a lot different than that first situation. That first situation we saw, the person doesn't seem to have been here legally and was trying to get to that point where they can be here legally and got caught up right before their court date. Where I think Riley Gaines, her husband's here legally, he's always been here legally. It's just the COVID vaccine. Will he take the COVID vaccine? I'm surprised Trump hasn't signed an executive order to get rid of the COVID vaccine. It would definitely help out Riley here. But I also assume that she hasn't been on the White House. She's in those conservative circles. So I don't think it's going to be a problem for her much longer. And it also shows one thing about the Biden administration, too. They were letting all these people in illegally, and yet someone who's doing it the right way. Like, think about it. Really think about it. Think about Riley Gaines' situation and the first guy whose wife was taken. They were here illegally. They're having fun. She's from Venezuela. Then eventually it's like, okay, let's get this paperwork done because Trump is here and she got caught out there, right? She's here illegally. But Riley Gaines, they've paid tens of thousands of dollars. They followed all the process. They filled out all the paperwork. He's here legally, and the only thing he hasn't done is taken a COVID vaccine. Those are two totally different situations. For the first guy, I don't really feel sorry for him because I'm like, you just waited too long. Riley Gaines, I'm like, I don't know about requiring to take the COVID vaccine. That kind of sucks, especially if you've been here 3 years and you did everything you needed to do. So hopefully they'll have some resolution to her issue. The other guy I'm going to be laughing at. But tell me in the comment section where I'm wrong. Tell me if you feel sorry for them both, or tell me if you think I'm being too hard on the first guy, because I think this is, he found out that voting for Trump, he wasn't joking when he said, I'm going to fix the immigration problem. And he is fixing the immigration problem. Some people don't like it. Some of us do.
Yeah.
I don't know which side you're on. Don't forget, like, subscribe, do like great YouTube stuff. My name is Nate the Lawyer. I'm out. Peace.
All right, so the link will be in the description for Nate the Lawyer's video. So, let me know what you think. Peace.